Journalists could face up to 14 years in prison for stories embarrassing the government under proposed changes to the Official Secrets Act that would treat them like foreign spies. I have never seen a more clickbaity title in my entire life. Maybe I should start clickbaiting myself on this channel to see if I can clickbait better than the experts. What do you guys think, huh? It's kind of funny because when you actually read the article, it has nothing to do with the title. And they probably know this. The reason they do this is if you're going to work in the bus station and you're just looking through titles, you're not going to read the article, but you're going to think, oh my god, look how evil the government is. Oh, these conservatives, man, like they're going to become like China anytime soon. In reality, all of this article seems to be coming from a whistleblower. So it's up to you if you want to take the anonymous whistleblower story for real or not. Because they're claiming that they got a leak to a law that is still being written. So they haven't even finished writing the law. I mean, even if the law is true, they can still write in the next couple of days, journalists are an exemption or something like that. But what the law does is they try to fix a problem that's happening quite frequent, both in the US and the UK. You see, if a journalist wants to slander a politician nowadays, they can't outright slander the politician because it's illegal. So what they do instead is they will say they heard a whistleblower or they have some leaked evidence, and then it doesn't matter. Like, think about Trump's tax returns. When a mainstream publication says, oh, we got access to them. You can't know if they're true or not. But they still manage to make the expose. You can be a journalist and you can write something like, we have it on good authority from a whistleblower who heard it from a friend who heard it from his grandma that Boris Johnson spanked his woman last night. Like, what can Boris Johnson do? He can say, well, I didn't know such thing, but like, it's out there, it's in the public now, and he can't sue. So what this law is supposed to do is if a journalist claims that they got like leaked evidence or they have access to a whistleblower, and it creates a massive scandal which embarrasses the government, then the government could be able to sue, and they will say, okay, who is your whistleblower? And prove to me that the information you have is legit and is not a fabrication. So that's what the law allegedly does. Because again, we don't know. The law isn't being released yet. Right? What do I think about it? I think it's fucking hilarious. Why? Because the law targets everyone. So for example, if I were to get some leaked footage from a Chinese spy, which would show me a Romanian politician breaking lockdown. So let's say a Romanian politician goes to get a haircut during a lockdown. He's not wearing a mask. He's going in there violating the quarantine. And if I put that on Facebook in Britain, according to this legislation, then I could risk going to prison for 14 years. Because I embarrassed the government, right? And people are fine with that, but what people aren't fine with is if I were to be a journalist. So if I get access to leaked information and I post it, I go to prison. But if I give it to a journalist, they shouldn't go to prison. That's the problem that people are having with this legislation. It's not that it targets everyone. No. It's that journalists might be in jeopardy. So for some reason, the average Joe isn't allowed to have his printing press, isn't allowed to have his free speech. But if the average Joe becomes a journalist, like gets a job at The Guardian, then he should be able to have access to say whatever he wants. That's how free speech works, I guess. It must have morphosized like a beautiful butterfly. From a caterpillar, it became a butterfly. From the idea that everyone should have free speech, now it's only the press should have free speech. Only when it's affecting the journalists do people get upset. Like, people aren't upset that this would target everyone. No. People are upset that this might target journalists. I mean, let's stop pretending that we even have free speech. What the fuck? We're talking about the UK, right? I mean, in the United Kingdom, you had the guy getting arrested because he wrote on his house, Islam is questionable. You have people getting in trouble with the police because they wear a t-shirt with the dictionary definition of what a woman is. So let's stop pretending for a second that free speech even matters anymore. No, what I find appalling is the fact that you now have two classes of people. Like people who work for corporations, the journalists, and then everyone else. So it's fine if the government fucks with everyone else. It's not fine if the government fucks with the journalists. That's a line we can't cross. This is just like over the pale. So if you want to become a citizen with human rights, you need to become a journalist. And it's probably like not all publications. You need to go to like a major multinational corporation and work there. And then maybe you get some human rights. This is what I find appalling about this story, by the way. It's not the legislation itself. Secondly, it's like, how do you deal with this? Yeah, because it's a problem. You know, let's stop pretending it's not a problem. Like publications do this all the time. Oh, we got a source. We got an anonymous source. We're not going to say who they are. But they said these slanderous things about this politician. How the fuck is the politician supposed to even defend themselves? What are they even supposed to do in that situation? Because I get it. And by the way, I understand that there's a problem here. Because yes, whistleblowers should be protected. But on the other hand, so do citizens. I mean, it's a politician, but it's still a citizen, right? So they should also have some recourse against a publication that would publish lies about them. And what this law says is that the politician should be able to sue. And if the journalist can't prove that the information is legit, then the journalist is going to be passable for prison. And secondly, it's like, why does it matter if it embarrasses the government? This is something that I don't understand. Like, what if it embarrasses any type of citizen? Like, do citizens become better citizens when they're part of the government? That's another issue that no one is bringing up. Like if the press embarrasses the Covington kids, is that fine? Apparently it is, right? I'm talking from a moral perspective. I know it's a different country, but I'm just like saying from a moral perspective. If the press embarrasses a citizen, that's fine, right? But if the press embarrasses someone from the government, So yeah, that's my take on this. Personally, I don't even know if I'm just flapping my mouth for nothing because this law isn't being published. So apparently they have a whistleblower. It's kind of funny. They're complaining about a law that would punish people for pushing misinformation if it comes from a whistleblower, right? And they're using a whistleblower in order to talk about this leaked information. I find it hilarious. There is a little bit of irony there. Anyway, there's no stream tonight. I'm sorry, I'm way too tired. I can hardly wait to put this wedding behind me. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to put a comment in the comment section. It helps you with the algorithm. Although, I don't know if I should do that anymore because I understand a lot of people can't Xerox. I have it on good authority. A whistleblower told me that a lot of people in the United States, more than half actually, don't know how to Xerox. So if you can't Xerox, I don't know if you can leave a comment or a like. We'll see, I guess. Catch you guys in the comment section. Take care.